Hafiz, aka G-Face, Chetobina, Yasi Yanka Blitin Bidabka Bizang, Karasu, Goble, Bumberle, Torle, and Namnuhungaram Waria Pupa Nativa Zokasu, Pelaga Karamalang, Chogale, okay, Zumo program, and your double track system program, and even Nanga to Awalas and gender introduction, Mapuluya, but no Kuborna Bansham, Umbormana Bang, NTV, North Television Kabumaya, then your TV Tisa then your Abale, indeed, it is the only station that speaks your language, and of course, program shall Albumuma, the Unibuna Denchania. Karabe TV station Sheldon Kam Kamanda Punyama program mama mamira alkawlen ya shatelle rabia gupuni nyenye yitu Sheldon chana kamal anfanata na won gafara katatale tanati ya targiya and of course nibo biela kantanga kanong na arsiki dimma ka program mama kada kanna mabana nyamina sin food spices lesi tomato mix and of course Institute of African Art and Technology banambe arsiki dimma puna ka program mama kada kanna ma kamanda punyama sometimes tanong the headline stories kanache sometimes katanong the interviews ya zumo program mama na won gafara dia yang because definitely it's going to be an entertaining pack. Of course, it's going to be educative, inshallah Rabbi. Alright, Nukuborna Nusham Yetu Awala Bimbia, Nukuborman and Reminder Shell Superstars concert. Now, on something if you're on the 12th of March in Balama. Just next week, Saturday in Balama, Asabra Sheldon Kana Superstars, which child or concert mania than Kana to Alhaji Ali Muhammad Sports Stadium, 20 Ghana City, 30 Ghana City in your VIP Maya. I mean, just get your advance tickets, book yourself a seat, because to now something if you're Paga Dadima, Katamina Zan Hapuati Utaba. God willing, next week, Nakana program. Mungu shall Latin interview Katele Punia. And of course, tell the camera around, can take a few minutes of a break in the labna. I mean, tonight on the program, I want to go for okay, Nia and Shamela Zumotia and Briglas will be the program Martins and Amina Alcaulimania, the Dagbanaka program Makana, but of course, then can't guess Moma, but Dagban and Gome. So Silmi Silicati and Yellow Beautiful. I mean, tail end of the program, Atem Banting and Nosham, Unkuliab Dagban Lesson, Akanya, and found the Shelban Zana, Netan Hattan Nola and Fan Womaya, Chakalhatiga. Let me remind you that of course Zumo program na won gafara mampunyala yemala sanga handa kabayi Ankara I mean tangbehinya babat kableji Ankara ka amfana tenang lela Ankara ngoma ka borno bazang lena kam mabilim biambian katza hadirin da amfana ya den inye banama. Of course, akwabagh.com enterprise number based on that program Palena Kabole National Media Dialogue with Aspects here Namdex 2022 Mbalama Summit and it's happening here in Northern Region Nator Kalela program and of course Commander Punyalama maybe T Labna guest man introduced by Punyalanga Katanyanya program Martin Yang Le Chanshamia Muftar Idris Mr. Muftar Idrisu and Tapa Abdul Hayy Mumin Mbalama I mean a senior journalist Mbalama Halena Kudila information shall now he's moving from GBC to Tamale UDS I mean a breaking one of course but we'll look at that issue, especially when I come and I meet the guests in the studio, Maya. And of course, Mampunyala Yeminas in Food Spices, the Lazy Tomato Mix and Tapa Institute of African Art and Technology, and sponsors Mambalaya. Chakatide Mintagan, we acknowledge them. When we come back, my guest is already seated, and we start with the interview. Then channel NTV, I'll be back.
The land is good, the land is fine.
Northern Region, are you ready? Yeah. Are you an online blogger, a radio presenter, a broadcast journalist, an artist manager, a student from tertiary institution, a student from senior high school? Then this is an opportunity for you to dialogue with experts like investigative journalist Manasi Azuri Awuni and others at the Northern Region edition of a national media dialogue with experts organized by akwabagh.com enterprise, slated for March 12, 2022 at Nat Hall in Tamale at exactly 9 a.m. on the dot. The theme for the event is the role of media practitioners and citizen journalists in the promotion of peace and security in Northern Region in an era of fake news. There will be free attendance certificate, meet and greet, free refreshment, free photo shoot, as well as other benefits. Guest speakers: Honorable Murtala Muhammad, MP for Tamale Central; Alhaji Shani Alhassan Shaibu, Northern Regional Minister; Dr. ABT Zakaria, media expert and chief of Yape Traditional Area; Manasi Azuri, award-winning investigative journalist; Abdul Hayy Mumi, award-winning broadcast journalist; Deep Sani, security expert; Caesar Abagali, Northern Regional Chairman, DJE. There will be electrifying performances by gifted team and Dasa Cultural Troupe. Northern Region edition of Namdex 2022 promises to be educative, informative, designed to right the wrongs in media content dissemination among media stakeholders in the North. Remember, attendance is absolutely free of charge. Media partner: Ghana Journalists Association, NTV, Hype TV, Bangu FM, Sofiale FM, Green FM, Sanatu Zambang, Northern Tertiary Diary, Northern Heritage, Scholars Forum. Sponsored by Yes Right, Rebels Studios, Boss Baker, SK Birthday event, Shamil Web Designs, Tertiary Icon West Africa, Bell Beverage, Makers Exclusive, Africa World Airline, Pioneer Guest House, Dagbon Nation Entertainment, Alhaji Chris Smokes Enterprise, Alhaji Dagomba Boy Hajj Agency, Ebony Fast Food, Alive Legacy MediHelp Clinic, Dasa Cultural Troupe. You are all cordially invited.
Africa.
Naya saya basa araman de ya tabarakallah talla hayna puka pa apa man nakuno ya dazanti NTV ngoma, and of course the sponsors ma tan puka pa ba pamia man punya la yeso to program atin sang le mata na selmi sele ba definitely tan here to amada gban le bielfu de chaka tamina za hanan amfani ya. Of course tonight on the program I have two special people in the studio and I'm very privileged to have them in front of me, and of course you know what we do mostly this program is how I wanted that I like the program. I mean mostly it gives me an opportunity to learn, it gives me an opportunity to meet people that I've always looked up to, and this is the more reason why sometimes even when I feel sick I still want to come to the program, because definitely there'll be something I'm going to learn on that program. Especially this one that we're having tonight. It is the National Media Dialogue with Expect Namdex 2022 Summit happening here in Northern Region, God willing, on the 12th of March at the Nat Hall. And of course I have two special guests sitting in front of me. One is my senior most presenter, a mentor, I mean a father we can call him. He's Mr. Abdul Hayy Moomin. I don't know whether I should say former of GBC or currently still at GBC.
I'm a journalist, and I prefer to be called a journalist until the day I die.
Okay.
Yeah, so
a journalist working at?
A journalist is a journalist.
Okay.
A journalist doesn't have a specific place you work for. A journalist goes out there, fetches information, and these days, because of the plurality of platforms, social media, and again, citizen journalism,
sure.
You don't have to always look at where you work or where you earn a salary from.
Okay.
The world is our platform.
Okay.
Let's use it. Yeah.
So what about people who know you, I mean, identify you to GBC? I mean, a couple of programs.
Of course, I've been working at GBC for 13 years until in fact, until just last Friday.
Okay.
And so it will take a bit of a while for me to be able to shed off the GBC coloration in me.
Okay.
But again, I do not ever wish to wash off the GBC coloration in me, because I have learnt a lot at GBC.
Okay, sure.
Because of GBC, I've come to understand the very, very ethical issues in journalism, those ethical issues that ordinarily other media houses will neglect. GBC does not neglect them in any way, and so they still remain the standard bearer, in my opinion, and I am proud to be always associated with GBC.
Definitely, even from a distance, we learned that the difference between GBC and the other stations is ethics. I mean,
of course, well, we can get into that later on, but thank you for.
But can we confirm that you are at UDS now? That's what I'm reading from.
Yes, I've also seen those stories. When I saw the stories, I was amazed. I don't know how it got out there. I have no hand in providing, even looking at the information somebody picked from, I think it's from the GBC website.
Oh, okay.
That the person picked information about me, a personality profile they did about me 11 years ago. It's what they have chosen to highlight, and then, well, I'm sure somebody has leaked some information, but no formal information has come from me as of yet. But yes, at the right time, I'll make an announcement.
Okay, we'll wait at the right time. When the announcement is, we're very glad to have you at home. I mean, you've been away for some time now. It'll be glad having you working close to us. There's so much we need to learn from you.
Thank you.
All right, and Mr. Muftao, of course, working for Aquaba Media GH, right?
Yes, please.
All right, that's very well.
Okay.
I mean, you people, I don't know why you always decide to run away. I mean, when you happen to fall into Accra, you don't want to come back home. It's been so long you here.
Yes,
yes.
You know, I was a kid when we were taken there by my parents, and I think that is where I started my primary education to the second cycle and finally to the university.
Okay.
So I think Accra has been part of myself.
Very well.
It has been part of my upbringing right from day one till date.
Okay.
So I am the CEO of the organization aquabagh.com, which specializes in the organizing of events, corporate events, and we look at loopholes within the social spheres, and we try to look to organize events to solve those loopholes. So in a nutshell, I think this is what who Muftao is. I am a native of this land. I am from Yendi, Dagomba by tribe, and I am bringing this opportunity to the Northerners so that we all benefit from it. So hence the national media dialogue with experts.
I mean, this is the first time it is happening here.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Has it in a way happened in different part of the country?
No, it hasn't. I think this is the maiden edition.
Okay.
Because per our research that we did, we realized that there were a lot of flaws when it comes to media reportage and dissemination of information. So it's not based on conjecture, but it is based on research that we did. And we realized that there is a need for us to kickstart this event in the northern region, since it is a region I am coming from myself. And if you look at the speakers, you see a lot of northerners. You look at Adib Sani, you look at Abdul Hayy Mumin, you look at myself, you look at Abagali. I think we all play an integral role. Honorable Mutala. I think the northern, this speaks for, we are speaking for the north, and this event is meant for the north, and there is a need for us to kickstart it and launch it in this region, so that it will be a beacon of hope of progress.
Okay.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, we'll come back to the speakers and we'll detail more on that.
Yes,
let me come back to you, Senior. And we're looking at a program that seems it is made for us, because if you're looking at this part of the region, the media seems to be lacking a whole lot. And I'm sure you guys couldn't have another better person in part of the speakers than Mr. Abdul Hayy Mumin. I mean, he's always there, and he has worked at GBC and a whole lot. He has traveled a whole lot, and there's a whole lot I'm sure we're going to learn from him. I mean, being part of this project, how do you feel about that?
First of all, let me start by saying that I started my journalism career right here in Tamale.
Sure.
And this is exactly 20 years since I went into that industry when Diamond FM was first established. We were the pioneering presenters on Diamond FM, and then I proceeded to North Star, and then of course GBC came into the picture, and again I've been teaching journalism at GIJ, Islamic University College, and the GBC Broadcasting College itself. I've been a lecturer there for many years, and I'm just saying this to emphasize the fact that I have come to understand a certain trend, and this shows the channel, the trending issues. There's a certain trend that I have observed in the last 20 years that I have been working in the media, both as a practitioner and also as a teacher. And as a practitioner, I want to believe that I practice at the very highest level, and so I have a clear picture and understanding of what's going on. So for example, stereotypes are created mainly by the media, and there are certain stereotypes against persons who come from this part of the country, northern Ghana in particular. Why are those stereotypes created? How are they even created? Who is responsible for the creation of those stereotypes? It is inadvertently created by northern journalists, not with malice. It's just ignorance, and the word ignorance here is not derogatory. It's when you do something without necessarily knowing the repercussions of what you are engaged in doing. And so, for example, I made an announcement, I'd like to leave the media practice for a while and go into academia. And the first response I get is, wow, congratulations. People are excited to see that, okay, you are sort of elevating. Then the next question comes. So why are you going? Are you going to University of Ghana? Are you going to UPSN? No, I want to go back to the north. Why? That's always the response. Why is it that people will say congratulations because in their minds you want to go to University of Ghana or Winneba or UPSA or Cape Coast, but as soon as you say UDS in the north, then they find it to be a demotion? No, it is only because we ourselves have presented certain pictures to people who have never been to this part of the country, and those pictures have tended almost always to be negative pictures: violence, poverty, debt. Think about all the negative things. And so recently a report came from northern Ghana about the Yana having said something about another chief. It wasn't negative, but a media house reported and put a negative word in quotation marks, meaning that these were words, this was a word that they were putting in there for a certain effect, and that effect was negative. So whoever sat back would say, Northern chiefs are always engaged in controversy, but that is not the case. That media house could have chosen a different and a better headline than what it did. Then there was another time where somebody was killed on a farm. The person was a Muslim, I believe, somewhere, and you come from somewhere along the Yendi route. The report that came, a chief imam killed over pig. Can you imagine a chief imam being killed over pig? And who made that report? It turned out that, yes, a pig had died, but it had nothing to do with whatever caused the death of that person. And that person was not a chief imam to even start with. But you see, so whoever hasn't been here before, but consistently is fed with such information, when you go down south and you say, my name is G-Face, I'm a presenter from Northern TV, somebody you are better educated than, somebody you are more, and I've just seen how you've introduced your program. I've been working in TV for a very long time. Your presentation is one of the best. Yet when you go down south and you speak to people, or just because you are coming from here, you'll be looked down upon. Why? Are they not judging you by your competence, but by where you are coming from? Is because you yourself, through other journalists, have presented certain negative pictures and sound bites to people, and that's what we are here for today. That look, we are not saying don't tell the negative stories if they happen.
Okay.
But where there is no negativity,
Okay.
do not present it in a negative frame so as they say, to get the likes and the views. Sometimes in a bid to get the likes and the views, we present some negative stories, even though it has nothing to do with negativity. We exaggerate, we mislead. I read a story somewhere, that's 2 years ago, from Northern Ghana. It wasn't particularly negative, but very misleading. Miss Ghana raped was the headline. As soon as Miss Ghana raped in Northern region. Wow, hey, Miss Ghana went to Northern, I mean, those were the thoughts. Miss Ghana went to Northern region and she got raped. So let me read so quickly. And then I saw Hajara, something, Hajara Ibrahim, aka Miss Ghana. A 22-year-old girl had been raped by somebody, aka Miss Ghana. But you see the misleading thing. So somebody, so another time there's some celebrity and he wants or she wants to come to Northern region. She may have read, and here we only read headlines.
Yes,
Oh, Miss Ghana was raped in Tamale 2 years ago, so I'm not going there. That's what we do to ourselves, and that is why I am in support of this initiative that we have. Yes,
I'm very sure that we'll still get time to engage you more on enlightening people. I mean, people made it look like the best way to get traffic on your blogs, the best way to get viewers or stay in competition. I mean, it is. We believe that here we are in competition. For that matter, your headlines, I mean, the stories you look at, the issues you pick up will definitely get you viewers and get traffic on your blog. That's the mindset of the people here. It is very unfortunate. Even our colleagues on the radio, that's the trend they are taking now, controversy. Look at headlines that people would wow. Look at headlines that people would definitely have their minds.
so
That's how it has been.
before maybe you bring in Muftar, let me ask you a question. Would you want the public to regard you as a rumor monger? And we all enjoy rumor. I mean, who slept with whose wife? Who stole whose money? I mean, those petty things are the things. I mean, everybody's interested. The compound house kind of gossip. And yet, there are others, when they speak, everybody sits up and says, wow, that's true. Do you want to be that person? When you speak, they will tend to look for another person to say, what G-Face has said, is it true or false? Let's confirm from that person. Which of them do you want to be, the rumor monger or the one that people will tend to? Exactly, the choice is yours. We are here to say, look, let the citizens engage in the rumor mongering. But once you have chosen to be a professional journalist, working with NTV, working with Radio Savannah or whichever station you're working with, become that person that when people go out and they hear the rumor, they read all the lies, they'll come back to you because they trust you, because you would have earned their trust. That you go back to them, they'll come to you and ask you, we heard ABC, is it true? Then that's how powerful you can become. Yes.
All right, Mr. Muftau.
Yes.
I mean, deep on that program. I'm sure we've already had. I mean, half of the program we're going to witness on terms
Yes,
of much. I mean, if people like this are coming to you for a lecture,
Yes.
for an engagement,
Yes.
it is definitely worth it to attend. I mean, the program. Let's look at it. I mean, in detail.
Okay.
I'm sure we have the speakers. Let's start with the regional minister. I'm sure the regional minister is going to be part of it.
Okay. Yes. So the program is National Media Dialogue with Experts.
Okay.
And the theme for the event is the summit is the role of media practitioners and citizen journalists,
Okay.
the promotion of peace and security
Very well.
in Northern region in an era of fake news.
Okay.
So we have speakers drawn from politics, from media, from entertainment, and the likes.
Okay.
So the special guest of honor for the program is Honorable Honorable Murtala Mohammed. He's one of the special guests of honors who happens to be the chairman of the event. And also we have the regional minister, Honorable Shani Shaibu, Al-Hassan Shaibu. And also we have a special guest speaker in the person of Yapeura. He's a media expert and also a communication consultant, and the immediate past registrar of UDS. And he's currently the chief of Yape traditional area. So apart from that, we have my good friend Abdul Hayy Mumin, who is a celebrated broadcast journalist and also a multiple award-winning journalist as well. And we also have Abdul Manasi Azuri.
Okay.
So Manasi Azuri is also an investigative journalist and also plays an integral role in the Fourth Estate, which happens to be funded by Media Foundation for West Africa.
So he's the editor-in-chief.
He's also the editor-in-chief of the Fourth Estate. So we have Adib Sani, who is an intelligence and security expert, who happens to be one of us. He's also from the north. And we have Abagali, the Ghana News Agency regional manager for Upper West, and who is also the Ghana Journalists Association Northern Region chairman. So these are the speakers we are looking at, and I think they are going to make a very great impact on the audience who will be coming, because they have a lot of like juicy informations that they will give out, which I'm very sure will change the narrative of our media reportage and content dissemination in this part
the
of.
speakers with their titles and a little background.
Yes.
Yes.
I think.
Let's look at people we are looking at. Those who will be of benefit to this particular initiative.
Okay. So we are looking at online bloggers.
Okay.
So online bloggers are always blogging. They are always writing articles. How do they write it? Are they guided by the Ghana Journalists Association GGA Code of Ethics?
Okay.
You know, we have an ethics that guides how we write our content.
I mean, people made it look like blogging has no ethics. It has no law.
There are. So if you look at the Article 1 of the GGA Code of Ethics, which talks about the true, we must provide true information that the people we owe allegiance to the people to produce nothing but the truth. So if you try to embellish your news and give it out to make it look as if it is the true, I think you are not being good to the good people. You are not providing the public with the right information. So we are looking at bloggers. They need to know the codes that guides their write-ups. So we are looking at artist managers. So if it is artist managers, who are they? Is it the artists themselves? No problem, the artists themselves come in. But we are looking at those who are handling their social media. Sometimes they mislead the public. They put information which is just to create controversy. Even though, you know, what makes news is there must be that little conflict, controversy, but it mustn't be to the detriment of the public who are consuming it. So if you share a wrong information to the public, I think you must be held accountable for that. So we are looking at artists managers, and they are social media handlers. So we are also looking at,
so many here. I mean,
yes,
some of them are
so I think a lot of them. So we are looking at students from the tertiary, students from senior high schools, and a lot, the NGOs, civil society organizations, and the others. Everybody, I think the general public, everybody is, yes, I think everybody
is there a way to register before you get yourself a seat to be part of this wonderful
I think it doesn't come with registration, but we were using a form, the JOT form application, which we were using in a way to get a survey of our audience, so that at the end of the day, through our monitoring and evaluation, we will be able to drive at a valid conclusion that these are the patterns and dynamics of the event. So apart from that, quite apart from that, the general public, it is open to the general public.
Okay. And
So
once again,
it's at the Nat Hall.
Nat Hall, okay.
Yes.
and the time is
And the time is it's 9 o'clock on the dot. Yes, 9 a.m. Yes, in the morning.
And definitely, reading from what you are just telling
Yes.
us means the gate is free.
It's free. It's free of yes.
Even apart from the people that you've mentioned, I mean,
Okay.
Artist managers, I
Yes.
mean, bloggers,
Yes,
media practitioners, radio presenters,
Yes,
TV
please.
presenters.
Yes, please.
I mean, the general public.
The general public, everyone who uses smartphone. I think every user of smartphone.
Yes.
So far as you post something on the media, or you also blog, or you are using smartphone and you use Facebook and WhatsApp, I think you are invited.
Okay, all right, very well. I mean, the time is 9 a.m. on Saturday. That's 12 of March.
Yes,
right?
please.
Today,
Yes,
Saturday,
please.
maybe next week Saturday is going to be the program, and it's
Inshallah.
going to be in the morning. Definitely, I'm not going to miss this, and I'm very sure that you need not to miss it. Even if you are not a media practitioner at all, but you need to know the work that we are doing. If really people are just feeding you with garbage, people are just feeding you with nonsense, or it is the real fact that people are feeding you, you need to know. I'm just going to take a minute of a break. We'll take an advert from this particular event, and when we come back, I still have Abdelhayi Momin and Mr. Mufao. I mean, we are talking a whole lot into media, I mean, things that we need to learn. Information, we have a responsibility to play. And of course, definitely, you have a responsibility to play as citizens of this region. Media men, are we doing good for our own selves? This is the next one that we're going to be looking at. I'll take a minute of a break, and when I return, I still have my guests. We'll continue with the program. Then channel on NTV. I'll be back. Of course, chakana kupuka pa paman yada zanti NTV ngoma, and of course mbora meni minasan hat puka pa te sponsors ma. I mean, they've been doing well for us. Menazin Lesi Tomanto Mix and Tapa Institute of African Art and Technology. Amma mangmina baranjira aziki ka programu ma kada kanda maya. Mampunya la yusungo programani en shiti chan shapula. I mean, a little bit of dagbana kan ko yelle biel futa tan na anfana shale sungo ma di pa shale titi nage Mr. Muftaw dagbale dangman la dana bian bian tan tranya nya. I mean, Mr. Abdelhayi Moumi ba dagbale ma mi dana bian de la kar. But I'm finding certain numbers. I mean, program you national media dialogue with experts and balama. Banyala pambezan gender tuntum the tun shell. I mean, I'll call in yellow cat a bag and teacher Kalabala will go. Carbian vein yalanga, Kali tam the colors on the tabatana vein yalanga. I mean, tuntum the tun shell. I don't go in non sham Kalabale, Carina TV, so be radio, Beka and yellow. I mean, Facebook bill all comes aha. The some the canna yelman and jilma. I mean, to tune on the lelabi. Bohambo bien karana samson te boham kama Mr. Abdel Moumi yalla yitwa den nan kat satan ne nordness yiti katan banye nordness ma ka batit swel ne te yel matam mam story kat yen yel story ma katu chang mat ko yitwa shanga den yen film be den yen turzan tete ne tan nan de la tamang enfane ma I mean bim bien karama bantu ku pour new story shell bantu ku pour headline story shell yitwa shell ne tu ku kana karajia ne ay chang kaman irin balaga ne bu kulal mam kurchu zo kabiya ne ne dagbamba ma ya myarta marafa dapyam yan sambanne ne yene ya damya chichi la yitwa ma dan man la den tu galsi te pour ma zo enfane bala wula kar yarzan te banjite ka borna bu buhantam bisham amin lala yitu anguma zaha karba al kawle ni na won santi nyefia paga asbre shaldin be nyanga kanna de lan lak pamba zaha gabada ya ne be kana nat hol dun don karlama pune until yete bangsam zanjande tun sheltin tum ngoma ne be yen litu fo ham sham katmine kamania tan nan da ben shanguma na won ga fara ni bu biela kantanga kamal sa'an la programme ma ya de zola asbre dal ngoma ben gang pamba sham ne be kana until di alzama ne be kana te le bangsam zanjande la tuma pulunye honorable Mutala Muhammad ngunya Tamale Central Constituency MP balama na won gafara onyala ngunti mbele la jigo mapuni alele nyala ka special guest of Anama Honorable Alhaji Sani Al Hassan Saibu ngunya regional minister tutungona tundong la balama na won gafara otinyala ngunya be jigo mapuni ya lele nyala ka special guest speaker ma yenye Dr. ABT Zakaria na won gafara amma mamine yulungo manguna di ku bola ambang na bangsam yulun balama ubati nyala ban pai nkana telete bangsam ya kana ci ban pai one of them pambuma nyala ngombe na Abdul Hayu te twam balama ko be media min radio yeto apuna kama zongo yum pishim balama na won gafara amina bangsam ngona de biusani lala nyala kama nasa azuri inta Adib Sani zojbel kula zojbel Adib balama Mr. Adib jati kesi yo balama of course definitely on nyala ban past speakers ma so a whole lot of speakers coming to the zone nyala ma ka bang na asabra dalma free nyala ya agbane ku feel kaman abona bon bang some jani media yeto apuna ima blog nya ima social media amala Facebook accounts amal Facebook accounts ma amini loss zelsi bien mi ngbu Facebook mama manga to na pang mama ka ta kana asbra dala asbasa kurga we nat hol ka tazan hati lam nyanya programme tazan hani na afana shamia lam na studio ma puni man punya yedi chang to ne biala ne try nyanya Mr. Abdullah yo dagbana come small I don't know if your dagbana is still
oh yes I heard everything. I understood everything you said. Okay. It's just the articulation that is a bit funny. If I speak now your machines might go off.
Okay, you spare us the machine when we are about to close.
Yes. Yes. Deguna.
Okay. Very wonderful. Before I come back to you, Mr. Muftau, again, I'm with you. Do we have laws? Let me put that one with you. Do we have laws? That take care of these particular things we are just mentioning, being it on social media, being it on the traditional media, wherever you find yourself to be a reporter or a writer. Do we have laws that backs that?
Let me take you back to 1992.
Okay.
When the Constitution of Ghana was put together.
Very well.
At that time, there was no social media.
Okay.
At that time, there was no blogger. Even at that time, there was no private radio stations or TV stations. At best, we had a few private newspapers, the Chronicles and the Daily Guides, but you did not have all of these other media platforms. Straight away, then you will realize that as we speak in contemporary times, there will be huge gaps because the 1992 Constitution did not take care of social media, private media, online bloggers, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Then you talk about GJA, and he's been talking about GJA as part of Ghana Journalists Association. Yeah. The word there is association. That's the operative word, the key word. All right. What does the Constitution, the law, say about an association? Okay. It is something you choose to belong to.
Okay.
You cannot be compelled to belong to an association. And so even if there are laws governing journalism, and we say, oh, the GJA, these are the laws governing the GJA, you can decide, as a media practitioner, that I don't want to be a part of the GJA. Okay. And no one can say you are not a journalist because you are not part of the GJA, because it is just an association. Okay. And the law says you are not compelled, you are not obliged to be a member.
Okay.
So, yes, so you decide to be or not to be. However, something can be done. Take lawyers, for example.
Okay.
You know, you can be arrested if you are found in court attempting to practice as a lawyer when you haven't been called to the bar.
Oh, okay.
Even when you have studied law. There are people who have studied law yet cannot practice in court because they haven't been called to the bar.
Okay.
So they have the certificates, but have you been called to the bar?
No.
So you cannot practice.
Okay.
You can only sit in some office and give legal advice to organizations, but you cannot represent them in court.
Wow.
That's the law profession. So that is a profession.
Okay.
Take medicine. You go to medical school for 7 years.
Okay.
You complete. Until you are certified by the Ghana Medical Association. But in this case, that association, by their law, is not something you choose to belong to.
Okay.
The association there, the GMA, does not have the same operation as it is in other jurisdictions. So you must necessarily be certified by them before you can perform surgery and prescribe medicine and so on and so forth.
Okay.
even when it comes to public relations.
Okay.
Previously, anybody like NTV, you need a public relations officer. Look around and say, oh, that man speaks well, he writes well, so come and work with us.
Okay.
Today, IPR, Institute of Public Relations, you have to write an exam to be able to get certification from them so that NTV or any other organization can employ you as their PR. Otherwise, if you employ anybody else and they get to find out, you will be sued as an association, as a corporate body, and that individual will also be sued. And that kind of suit can lead to the closure of a whole institution. You get the point I'm making? But in journalism, the law says freedom of expression. Every man has the right to say whatever he wants to say. The only limits you have are that do not defame. And even when you defame, we repealed the criminal libel law in 2001. So I cannot take you to court and the court will not charge you. Ultimately, you will not be jailed. The biggest punishment you can have is for them to tell you, okay, because of what you've done to Mr. Moomin, pay him 2,000 Ghana cedis and go back to the same TV channel and apologize for
give him the platform.
That's all.
To redeem himself.
Okay.
And then you are let to go.
So you ask about law. Until the Ghana Journalists Association becomes like the General Legal Council, where they call people to the bar, or the GMA, or the IPR, or other professions, where we can now say, who is G-Face? Why is he on TV? Who is that other person? Why is he online doing all the stuff he's doing when we haven't certified him? Things will never be right. We can only then appeal to people and their consciences, people and their morality. That is what we can appeal to as we sit here. Otherwise, there's no law governing how you and I should do our work.
Wow, that's very wonderful. Again, I remind you, on Saturday, on the 12th of March, be there at the Nat Hall, 9 a.m. in the morning, and definitely you are going to have a wonderful day, a very, very educative day. There's so much you're going to learn. Just don't do yourself and don't be part of that particular program. Again, on you, Mr. Muftao. Yes, our time is just running out. I'm trying to see what we're just going to look at before we run out of studio. I know you guys are very busy. The media is that powerful too. What's your take on that? The media. That too, they say it is the fourth arm of government. There are so many praises on the media.
Okay, so the media, in my opinion, is a powerful tool because it's a platform that many people use to send information as well as receive info. It's a conduit for dissemination of information. Yes. So one scholar by name Malcolm X, he said the media can make the innocent guilty and the guilty innocent. Yes. So this should tell you how powerful the media is. And also, let me take you back to Rwanda. So the Rwanda Genocide, which took the life of almost 800,000 Rwandans. It was the media that was used to propagate that conflict. So it was a conflict that ensued between the Hutus and the Tutsis. What role did media played? The radio personalities by then, or the radio presenter, made a very damning revelation, or he made a very damning gave a very damning information that led to, that triggered the war. So this should tell you how the media can be used in a negative as well as in a positive way. But in this direction...
So just to support the point you're making there regarding the Rwandan genocide, almost 1 million people lost their lives
1 million,
within a very short period of time.
100 days.
Yeah, within 100 days, 1 million people had died. And that massacre began when somebody sat on radio and uttered a very simple sentence. Kill the cockroaches.
The cockroaches, yes.
And that was it. Kill the cockroaches. And it's because of the disrespect one group of people have against another, referring to that other group of people as cockroaches. And then we know what happened. In fact, killing them with guns would have even been better. They used machetes, cutlasses, sometimes blunt cutlasses.
Wow.
Imagine being killed with a blunt cutlass and so on. And so yes, that was just to support the point you're making.
So I think media is a very powerful tool, and it can lead to conflict and other atrocities that we don't want to see.
Yes.
And looking at Northern region, for instance, the peace roadmap has been drawn, and the media, if care is not taken, can be used to like inflict, or it can be used to trigger something that we might not like.
Definitely.
So I think it is in this line that we are trying as much as we can, as the theme defines, that the role of media practitioners and citizen journalists in the promotion of peace and security in Northern region in an era of fake news. So it is in line with this that we are introducing this event so that we use it too. So the media, in my opinion, is a very powerful tool. Yes.
Definitely. All right. I mean, just with that and with your last words, I mean, my time is run out. And definitely, let me remind you that National Media Dialogue with Experts, it is just on the 12th, Saturday, 12th of March, 9 a.m. at Natswell. I mean, just try and be there. There's a whole lot we're going to learn. I mean, you can add up as your last words. Then we
Now, just to add to what he was saying about, let me just give you a few examples. Many years ago, I mean, when I was growing up as a kid, it was poor people who would go to the tailor, pick up pieces of cloth that the tailor had cut to sew other people's dresses, for the tailor to sew together as shirts and dresses for them, poor people. A few years ago, it became fashion for rich people to, they call it asasawa, is asawa, you know, to the extent that poor people could no longer afford asasawa. The question is, at what point did asasawa change from being the clothing for poor people to becoming the clothing for the rich? The media changed our mindsets towards that. You see, again, I mean, it's smart people who wear torn clothing. Today you go to some of the most expensive shops at East Legon in Accra, you enter and the price tag that faces you says 1,500 Ghana cedis for a t-shirt that is torn, and you ask yourself, how did a madman's shirt get in here and cost so much? The media changed our mindsets towards torn clothing, that it's no longer for mad people, because Kim Kardashian and Jay-Z and Rihanna had begun wearing these torn clothings, and projected by the media, it became fashionable. Change of mindset. The media is so powerful that it controls the way people think. You here, you control the way people think. If you do not know, today I'm putting it to you. What you are wearing, the spectacles you are wearing now, you go out in town, you are likely to find 2 or 3 people who would have been influenced by the fact that you wore spectacles today. They will buy spectacles and wear it too. That's how powerful the media is. Anyone who can control another person's mind, it's powerful. But how do we intend to use that power? It's the reason we're having this, so that we can use that power positively and not negatively. I mean, thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for coming, Mr. Muftar. Thank you so much for coming, Mr. Abdul. How you moving? I mean, it has been a very great program, of course. I tell you reasons that I always love this program. I mean, it gives me the platform to learn more. It gives me the platform to get close to people like we've always watched on TV. We've always wanted to be like. I mean, once again, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for these tutorial lessons we've got in this particular day on this show. I mean, and a very quick reminder, it is on Saturday on the 12th of this particular month, March, 9 a.m. at the Nat Hall. Everyone is invited. Everyone is invited. I mean, social media commentators, political serial callers, everyone. If you are listening to radio, just make sure that Saturday 9 a.m. come to the Nat Hall, and definitely there's so much you're gonna be learning. Thank you so much. Anything you want to add up? I mean, sponsors, right?
Yes, please. My smokes is coming from. I don't know where. So it's coming from Alhaji Chris.
Alhaji Chris. I mean,
Alhaji Chris
wonderful.
Smokes, and we have Rebel Studios who are supporting us.
Very well.
We have Boss Baker. We have Alhaji Dagomba Boy Travel Agency.
Very well.
We have Husky Events. We have Makers Exclusive. We have Africa World Airlines.
Great one.
We have Dasa Cultural Group.
Okay.
We have a lot. I think we have almost a lot of them.
All right,
A lot
definitely.
of them
I'm very sure that on the day
who
of
are
the program,
supporting
most
us,
of these people will be
and the
mentioned
media
as a family.
partners too are Bangu FM,
Okay, yeah.
NTV,
All right.
Might TV.
Very well.
We have the likes of Sanatu Zambang. We have Northern Heritage.
Okay.
We have Scholars Forum.
Very well.
We have a lot. I
All
think
right,
we
definitely.
can, yeah.
On the day of the program,
Yes,
most of
yes.
them will be acknowledged
Yes,
and
please.
appreciated.
Yes,
Very
please.
well.
Yes,
Thank you so much for coming once again. Yes, thank you so much for doing the monitoring on NTV. I'm just going to take a flash of a break. I have a designer in the studio today. I'm just going to engage him for 5-10 minutes, and then we'll come back and wrap on this particular program. Then channel on NTV, you go and deal with talent and love now. Malan designers who come in for you to few minutes on the program. But you can let you go now on something if you paga asabre dale. Bangma manka kana natwolia asbasa kuruga we imbalama nkana ti di bansam zanjande irin lahbal wulga polo amin lahbal shanga dan kana ne tinye tudungo na cham kariyen nan afane zan tatamang ya den chana on NTV ne labna.
The land is good, the land is fine.
Northern Region, are you ready? Are you an online blogger, a radio presenter, a broadcast journalist, an artist manager, a student from tertiary institution, a student from senior high school? Then this is an opportunity for you to dialogue with experts like investigative journalist Manasi Azuri Awuni and others at the Northern Region edition of a national media dialogue with experts organized by AkwabaGH.com Enterprise, slated for March 12, 2022 at Nat Hall in Tamale at exactly 9 a.m. on the dot. The theme for the event is the role of media practitioners and citizen journalists in the promotion of peace and security in Northern Region in an era of fake news. There will be free attendance certificate, meet and greet, free refreshment, free photo shoot, as well as other benefits. Guest speakers: Honorable Murtala Muhammad, MP for Tamale Central; Alhaji Shani Alhassan Shaibu, Northern Regional Minister; Dr. ABT Zakaria, media expert and chief of Yape Traditional Area; Manasi Azuri, award-winning investigative journalist; Abdul Hayy Mumi, award-winning broadcast journalist; Adib Sani, security expert; Caesar Abagali, Northern Regional Chairman, DJE. There will be electrifying performances by gifted team and Dasa Cultural Troupe. Northern Region edition of Namdex 2022 promises to be educative, informative, designed to right the wrongs in media content dissemination among media stakeholders in the North. Remember, attendance is absolutely free of charge. Media partner: Ghana Journalists Association, NTV, Hype TV, Bangu FM, Sofiale FM, Green FM, Sanatu Zambang, Northern Tertiary Diary, Northern Heritage, Scholars Forum. Sponsored by Yes Right, Rebels Studios, Boss Baker, Aske Event, Shamil Web Designs, Tertiary Icon West Africa, Bell Beverage, Makers Exclusive, Africa World Airline, Pioneer Guest House, Dagbon Nation Entertainment, Alhaji Chris Smokes Enterprise, Alhaji Dagomba Boy Hajj Agency, Ebony Fast Food, Alive Legacy MediHelp Clinic, Dasa Cultural Troupe. You are all cordially invited.
Africa.
Mimi tabarakallah wa arama ya lamna kako bahna ya saya kabasane dede. Of course man pun yala yesungo program ati ya nang da double track system ya ndina chelele la tukungo ma ndere to biela kanyi hale den nyedene amma mamini sungo dabsilongo ma nuko apia yerdin chana apia yerdin chana zo ngona na zo vanji hatu ala san la vamos de programa mais lá como zo on check man pam como zo na enjoy la ma como ya zo bakul kura responsible como ira sanzal now zo bien capaz de na la joie. I'm looking very responsible. Yes, niveau so ngun pangman puna ka zo can look the splendor. I mean, can look splendid maya. Na won ga fara mino po hanye yo tab zo dabselo maya. I mean, he is the fashion designer ka decide na kama zo dabselo ma. The Simpson no designer ma kan appear yi program man na won zo can look jejeje, can look swag. I mean, fantastic ya. And I'm so grateful for that matter. Mino po hanye yo la taba. Oh, you know the live fashion designs agbaya bo o designing company ma yulmola live fashion design karamal bukata netinyanya man ko le ku designing ngoma be na won gafara agba I mean you be somebody agba onto designer lala be lala ko pun designer ya, and it's important. I mean to prove to tuma ngoma la din chande shelmbala. I mean people can look on you come on belehla an yebin shao kasang la banga. People can look on you like how you appear and they will be able to identify you. The malbuka ta pamna ye nema ka chakalla nema ngoma yar yitwa nzanjanda pulu baba gabtana tokle ta zangla nanga ka gbadi yina chenla agba ya bo brand time puna kata biongoma yes o yuni bon life ya opun shine kamino po hatin you taba I mean design and you I mean pumpo to lambo ni atila na mabo
no
katila nya design nya
samba
in wuli pi nun time ma that time kabrana bo ni tila
sound na to kumbara designer
so
that's on designer my feel
okay all right on a very quick one are you man la
you Abdul Wadud yes
oh okay nice one
ka popular mali live fashion
design
yes
okay
you man yela live so ka nda tante fashion ma
okay
so kan desari yawla
okay. How long come on come on master as a fashion designer come on lema come on zungu yumala bi dabala chiralan kubalama
the 5 years in Kubo.
5 years in Kubo. You manu kakuli fashion designer.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell nya I mean ituma ngoma ne beshamaya nkubwar ma na yelma na wonso because ituma ngoma nyala ni sal ni muhaddale ki minu mal alkawli ni taba. I mean nirbu pamito ya nela tuma ngoma na bo jirla na nti yatila be repela be fita I mean la ban yera ngoma buto na bo jirla nti yala ni so na kul hanya mbor man ne ari yelma kaman the difference in you guys. I mean, are you also different? Be agba ko biye kama chamka kana sabre dala nya ne makata ka to kuhurma.
Bilma da ku dolla ani mo hanin ya shari.
Okay.
Zanti tumama. Kama ayina na ta tuma.
Okay.
Be ayin nan kama wala. Ayin shala tela. Be ayin design da la ne ba.
Okay.
Da tuna kama wala. So tiyan yel ne o borla ne ma ya kaza be oro borla ne ma around 9 ko fuale.
Okay.
Zanchang 11 karana ready.
Okay.
Police was on the champ program. So nyala number so mun nation disappointed.
Okay.
Even if customers is
Bamiala.
Nation disappointed so.
Okay.
Serious.
Labo.
Yes, I cannot entire time.
Okay.
Because sometimes I to boil express.
Of course. Express bien.
Express bien.
Okay.
So I cannot I yell mom. Mean might disappointed. I don't want any problem.
Okay. You disappointed.
Yes. Aba check am bank kama wa dabsar ya kaza kan ba ne
okay
bara ku check am bank kama wala ala ikana su kai ya man bora ne mama zan can tare okay dina to no ya kama wala and telam mala kama wala time share mala boys pam
okay
ka aikana even ka boys ma kan design le tara
okay
but aikana dole kunyal na kama wala tangal se beni ma to tun da fast
of course
so trust la man kama wala ai zan bane da ai zan tuma zan tuma kama sahamu kai man around 6 abora ne mama na can akra neto fulfill that promise.
Okay, all right, very well. Chankana mbora because alkawli ma dan ninye sham. I mean ituma ngwa ne bishama nirbe ni muhadala even su amalia su suna biu mal interview biu mal meeting ka ku bor no vanjina o ku bor no vanjina tan man kama G-face ne jiango kama programs manager nyela ngum pi around the something na design o ba waris kan yerma but manager ngono o pull barma su nguna o design bi entom di pa measure ma but waris but something na design o di me won to appear mo no show ka ba no kama ko bang man irin ko jo pon kurma bi ben shao agba bo so di no nizam o size o measurement ta ka design o finya nga katinyari yen charchamia ta kana tele nyanya I mean special orders be contraction antu no available no to tiki chabia mo to ya ni yayi ka bora ba nirba 100 ba nirba 50 ba nirba 30 be angunya ma contract den ka nan ready na to dege
to alle la contraction irin yayi ma ale tamalgo zamanu to wala itana starter
aba
yes
kama yayi yar no ko shi yayi
yar no ko shi yayi irin karku jin fanyanga
okay
ka kulle ba unique bango nyele be uniform din ko nyele
kama bi nye nirba 20 ka kulle ba ka shamma kunyi pepe
tinya starter show tra shala about 50 people
okay
kabinye wedding bango ndani ka ta starter
okay.
So ni ma ka nirba ko nzan trust ma ka believe kama wala zalon ma to disappointed because ban da zan ne mama nan ta zan titi da sama da na pa ba ka tan
so kam ne ma no
na ba shaka so ka kan nan ta try ya mun ko try da na on point
okay
ko ya then zala a jama ka ku be ko na wona ka tabanya ka ma mi di ma bangsam no ko harga ma
den yina
ku be pyam am banyama definitely
shamma tin ya okay
so kar ko chen la ka yaye yinga ga tishi
okay
tishi yaye nan pam ka yango kama bi contrast kama wala bayan shi yaye fast
tell me angu nema before kana tin location because it is important no ku start yare to ama nirba ta amini bo pum bo ma san jende irene yakati nyu ma dunguna de bien pam tell me angu nema amine shanga bien karni package amin saturday ba anguru ku sum sunu look nice ka sandi on ye ni shali amin tabu ne bien tabu kan du yib nema amin la package ma a difference nyala dene san jende la packages
dilma tamalla aku karama mallam package
okay
kan zanta an ko zan la formalanta
okay
ka lehim tiga ayani nyansa
shale mbo
kama irin sobjane oni ka yikola ka so ne jana o kubara kuntan so yes so on bor la an sheka ku zan bukuma nan son
okay
o le pige o package ya gaza kan to ngistane be kama te ma lisin yare
okay
ka lisin son so an kana intelli ani to wistana la 3000 ban shachana 5000 ban shachana 2000 har 1000 ban shawo to mare the package yes kana to zana ka ti shi amre be kana to kana inti yale tan ko all the materials ma ban shaka original ones
wow
to be zan the tan trauma share
la buchin matana
no to be you sir so
ayel karama la
ro bro so ankara akon kam na yimbe shi ban shana
okay
so a shirshar da lambe da nan yala kama wala an kana la fashion abin shi material kana
okay yin kun ka ti
yes
a start
de kaka aye material ma yina tinye so ko ba yala chana the color la unique ones ka tinye to channel to share na share polo so
manuel the authentic designer tell them location ma dan malla din nan very very important I mean location ma yakati yan bunya I mean din kan bon nan kana shop ma
tibjala ay banku
kula ay banku
Ambaria yes Ambaria junction
saka swalwo so
correct ay banku no ko be shama same building
Allah biare
kama ameila ingila town kan na kayende ay town kan na Ambaria junction akun malagama
kunun kama tiara karamane
abi champam akun malagama ile ma left
okay
anye the signboard tamalla two branches
okay
the two stores so tamalla showroom kana che mama no ko be
sharma yele ma ba showroom ma I mean showroom ma ba be the same location ma be different
showroom ma ba ko be the same location
okay good one
anko kana same lines or kind of
okay yes. So showroom ma I mean already input shishanga ma then be showroom
already made katamani ma
okay
kama irin gorom ku zana emergency be interview zana emergency ka kana
be tela yel so disappoint ha
correct
kami kushia zunzu no be ni
pala okay so anku kana no da kaka maula tele zanmane tete mahana de
buksa
to ko zanga mu cheka te pigi
wow okay showroom ma don okay ne ma don pumbian be
yes tun mallam me
to be abu amato kana
yes and kana ayanyam
ni ma no kala ta da ba
balanta
Allah biare
people ni ba ko kana on to ko zama lorun kana to change ne
ka ko zama lorun
da ba ma ta zama lorun so la ka tana
yes ta antiga na din chen ka ko maya o yulu mo fashion I mean fashion designer nyu ya o yulu mo life ka leji o lenyi fashion designer I mean nin cha ka bang no store ma I mean fashion design center ma de nyala dem be Ambaria junction ma ya Ambaria karma ay ku malage in chan karma anabe in chan kantanga anu za so ay bonko building ma anku yal next building shall dem payama na won ga fara ni ma ko be ya amma manyele look splendid zo sham design woman from head to toe there is something in to yisizane ka nyeben design ma sham so ya zeplugu liga jinjam na hal ay bor shoe be slipper ni ma na za ha ay ku kana bi ta ma picture ka lere picture ma nyanya ayen ne ma ayen ze kan man sham ya da won ga fara ka ba san ne ma na tataya nan la cha ka bang no malla irin wula I mean showroom la showroom ma nguna dinin ka emergency ku baga karanyala anna jiyan ana kuto gilda material ana kuto butila ku measure a can lankara kaba gula na annan mu yonyom kana interview bi amle shir kamala atila disappointa na racha karan yito awala santaya mama ka kana yakulu life fashion design center ma bi Ambaria so tira ma so ma ay ku malaga sanna limani ne mama yiri ka figa asuna bashale possible kan do kunun de santana on da fara ku da ba ka duro bellaya man ku yara yo nan bana biyan kan da santaya yes life cha kan kana ka kula nan bana mu matuma mo ne fere ku qualify number manyala wala number ma
050 054 913
668.
Yes.
Okay, number
WhatsApp
makanya. WhatsApp number bala. Okay.
Kati mala 020 161 00
64. All right. Antu nyelele number na ngoma ya te pati screen mazo antu pikla number na ngoma dinin ka bi yon bi kantanga na won gafara ka board designer ka board na shinne mata na won gafara kan nema ma anan bana puni ka gbasan le pillo kamza haka mal jilma ya ka ba chara bi aka milna honorable zala nyama pa mama ka bol number na maya pa mama dinin kan number na ma bol ma na nya to man punyela location ma ambariya aku malga charkar zo ma puna anu zazo aya ay banku da won gar live fashion design yela bambini man I mean the package is wonderful kaman nema ngo am package li tumasha ma jilma bi puna pam nema ma ni shinna na ban shaka mazan hadis silimi mbi roba puna kana ci branded bag ma ka nya ka endorsement ma parazo ka yan live fashion design ka information ma za ha parazo I mean hal ayen to gift I mean so beddi ka bonno to gift be so damliya ka kulbe mi ande yen nan ban shaka tu na won ga fara nyi bon live fashion design shel ko nang la package ngo ma zang leta ay zang leta kaman jilma nir kam za ha o yen pa amiya hal ay bor honorable kaman ajam de la honorable su ka kujira atabjir la buhjana atabjir la pierchana kanyu ku borna nun kaman in different pangma ma kullihu be ka sang u picture na antisan te life ya nko le la picture ma ka design ni shel amma mangni zang tu kamal jilma package ma mangni yelo kaman no I mean this guy know what about he's doing ya man pu yela location ma ya life insa ma gariya but I'm very sure that definitely on the channel donc nun ko design ngoma definitely I'm going to be mentioning him on the program hal ni la ni tam ya hamino po hané yutaba bo sama lamle ya shel nan lamle ma nguna mbora nan bina nyin to ko design ma kar nan ya den ka mal na san chap se palan kwa ka to qualify ge
nkompula min ban kana chama
okay yar ma bo
chama gausu biare
okay chairman
kapo in shop yarma
yar ma sa nan bayyane
comes
okay
from senior to down
very well
pour so comes
before ka nan tam so yelma na to share pa ban nyama kaman like pa nyama dinu ko to shemi bi liga jinjam
yes the share
to designer go speeches ma inye an designer yar ma to design diva one ben yara dimi malla kama irin big boys kan yin designer me ta ban yi taram ba to
taram ba za kan
okay all right dum I mean latest station na ayi na kayar ma na ku share le irin karman wonya designer this is not designer male don kana ne to la shop katinya nya I mean once again you to wala la karapune amma manye le look splendid zo shama live fashion design ngone chakal look neat and look so pep shango ma ya ma no ku yiti en chanlan gele ya ta zang man wo na nga fara pu kanina daya and again package delivery ma just last weekend ma in friends ora na la amle I mean package delivery ma kan nema ma kana ni palawu kar dai I mean package man the delivery I love it because gafse kar so I mean so na mi sha ne magba kala ko ne ma kala na pan le pu kana yene ma I mean dem ban I love it when people respect their jobs yeah just like life ne designer shamka respect lama thank you so much for coming Faisal ne pu ka pa pam ya ngune chakam po hani yo nyin kan tan de la enfant ngoma mpu ya ka pa pam and whoever is at the shop i shop ma personal I'll come to there ne pu ka pa na chimo ma za han ban yin ne fo ma za ha ban nan shi na go nyin ma na za ha life ne pu ka pa so kama za han ban yin and again mbor man ti ga na on the something if you paga on the 12th of March yung balama ya yes we shall shuma to bona design ma kan changni we shall shuma na on something if you paga on the 12th of March balama tiza habi alhaji ali Muhammad Sports Stadium and the asbasi in the media dialogue num la na won ga fara nat call karbati nan ya and again dinin ka bonni suma ba ma man ka po hayu ne banama live fashion and design center ya man po yara yeb namba na patiski mas or you can pick it up get engaged na won ga fara kamin ba po hayu tabya den channel on TV as usual tumpu ka pangu kamza hanan katar ka ba den channel yo maka bibi kan tangana nan barka nan apibu punia and as always production team a full packed house mun kamza hamal lutum ka program ma de pille ne tankana na ta bahlango nan barka nan ya I mean production team ma dangal sia Abigail MFA as always studio min camera yalla kam mun tabata puna kada nan ma ya in yab Isa Mr. Isa nyala mun support the production team thank you so much ya Waris Rubai Abdul Waris mbala the programs manager mbala o mal lutum program ma kar chang fin yanga whoever is supporting fan I'm most grateful Lukman nyala ngombe MCR ma Africa Job Watin is the CEO of AKB Multimedia thank you sir general manager nyala Mr. Enoch thank you so much God bless you sir tijili mo dundon lana mo nye chief Alhaji Adam Kukura onu mpato zorokata borseria na oncha kata mino zaha kata jinna nani kata biel tabchan kantang ya and of course marhaba yen nan dambi yesal maka bam bahgar kobga ni dirgo pianso kan nu sa pre banga to ama ni kunyo shel kam ya zan wa yim ka satale kulun ko la an kobgo ko man panga Muhammad Hafiz the trender we out bye bye salam